goddesses, and welcome back to another bucket list series video. On today's video, I'm going to be taking you guys to Jerome, Arizona with me. Before we get into this video, however, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can become a part of the goddess family. I love you guys, and let's go ahead and hop right into today's video. All right, so right now we're just driving up to Jerome. If you've never heard of Jerome, it's one of the most popular ghost towns here in Arizona, or I think in America in general. It's like very, very popular and known for a lot of their ghost tours and sightings. It is a little scary to drive up here because of how steep everything is. You guys saw we were going up the whole entire time, and on top of this beautiful mountain and landscape is this small town of Jerome. It wasn't always a small town though. Back in the late 1800s and early 1900s, this was a mining city and it was very, very popular. They had a population of about 15,000, which doesn't sound like a lot right now in retrospect, but back then, especially considering that Arizona wasn't a founded state until 1912, that was actually quite a bit of people to be living here. But like I said, so the mining business was booming back then, and this is what we were known for in Jerome, mining copper especially. And I believe it was 1950, everything kind of shifted in the mining community, especially with copper, and so people found jobs elsewhere. With that being said, the population went from 15,000 to about 500, which is a drastic change, and that's where it got the term ghost town. Interesting, right? But the fun thing is that there is still a lot of supernatural sightings all throughout Jerome, so it does hold up to the reputation as actual ghosts supernaturally. So it is believed that a lot of these spirits are from the time when that mining business was booming. And during that time, there was actually quite a bit of fires, also mining accidents, which I know is really common from when they used to mine back in the day. Things would collapse. And so a lot of these spirits that roam the streets of Jerome were residents from here from past times. They actually had to rebuild a lot of these buildings at least 3 times whenever I did some research because of all the fires and events that would happen. It's crazy too because even their jail had completely shifted. Again, this is on an upward slanted type of a mountain. So it said that jail actually slid across the road to its final resting place, which is where it's at now. I'm going to show you guys what that jail looks like. It has no actual walls. It's just kind of the foundation that's there, but that's towards the end of this video. But I found that really interesting, all the shifts and changes that Jerome has been throughout the years. Also in 1917, there was a huge flu epidemic that hit Jerome very strong, and a lot of people lost their lives. And so a lot of the spirits that they say roam the asylum, which actually has, the hospital that is attached to it, are people and lost spirits from that time. Now, the thing that's crazy is the hospital was not built until later on after that flu epidemic. This is part of the hospital right here, but I'm showing you the asylum. So during a ghost tour, they say that they feel that the spirits that lost their lives during that flu traveled to the hospital once it was built because they wished they had a hospital during that time. And the reason they say that is because since the hospital had opened, they had already had super paranormal activity, and it's still said that the paranormal activity is still very, very active today. Now, the asylum / hospital is closed right now due to our own flu epidemic, pandemic, and so I wasn't able to go there this time around, but hopefully next time I make it to Jerome, it will be open. It's also said that a lot of the other spirits that roam Jerome are present in a lot of the hotels that are here. There's not a ton of hotels that are here, but every hotel that is here is said to have some spirits from the past. Also, during the mining business, there was a lot of brothels here in Jerome, and that came with a lot of unsolved murder mysteries as well. So they say that some of the ladies of the night also roam the streets of Jerome in the alleyways especially. And I think that's really fascinating because people will say, I smell perfume, I'll hear a lady's voice. Also, when you stay on the inns, they say that they'll have, objects move from one place to the other. Their doors will unlock and lock randomly. They'll get chills up their spine, all of that stuff. So I think that I would never actually stay the night here because I'm too scared. But if you are adventurous and you want to have some paranormal activity happen in your life, definitely check out Jerome. Right here, what I'm showing you guys right here is actually the jail that slid across. And like I said, it doesn't really have any walls, but how crazy, this whole entire building slid down and still stayed pretty well intact. I think that's insane to me. Definitely, if you are in Arizona and you want to do something a little different, a little day trip, I highly recommend Jerome. The food that we ate here was really good. It's a really cool vibe. Again, I'm too chicken to stay the night here, but I think just walking around, even for a couple of hours, is really fun and neat. I would recommend a ghost tour because I think that it just amplifies the whole entire experience, and they go into detail all the ghosts, and they even have all the names of most of the ghosts, so I think that that's really interesting. On that note, that brings us to the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed this tour around Jerome with me. I love you. Until next time.